And we got a nice big old pile of fish here from the first adventure offshore. Nice pile of scamp, mangroves, big gags, nice pile of amberjack. Looks like you guys did really well out there, huh, Captain Will?
Yeah, we had a good trip, but no current for some reason. It was a little bit rough out there. There's storms around, but we dodged the storms the best we could and really didn't get any rain until on the way home and a little bit right now.
Nice.
But really, it was rough to start the night with, but the mangroves were biting in the rough weather, so we did well at night. A couple hundred mangroves at night and some yellowtails mixed in there. A couple of groupers right at sunup, nice ones. And we slid offshore, and I looked at some stuff I hadn't been to since early in the season when there were lots of gags on it, and they moved. So we looked around for some gags throughout the day, found a few that were biting, and ended the night on a really good jack spot.
Yeah, it looks like it. Nice pile of jacks for sure. I know the first trip we really battled the current. That made it tough. The bite was definitely a little bit of a struggle the first couple days this season. The Flying Hub 2 has been catching some gags too, but they were struggling with current, weather. They've definitely been pulling some nice fish, but it's been a little bit of a grind. Looks like you guys put it together. The fish kind of turned on a little bit for you, huh?
Yeah, this trip was a morning and sundown, right early in the morning and sundown bite, and just picked a few nice fish during the day.
I got you. So it's kind of a slow, steady bite, more of a steady pick, and then you had a couple really good spots that kind of made it pop, huh?
Yeah, and the jack spot went off on, the jacks were going off on jigs. We didn't even have any nice live baits left, not many by the time we got there. It was the end of the trip, and the jacks went crazy on the jigs.
So the jigs were catching the jacks, huh? When you say jigs, what kind of jigs?
Every kind of jig you can think of, just fast.
I know you said you hooked a few of them and were passing them off to guests. Were you just using a diamond jig or a slow pitch jig?
No, I went through probably 6 or 8 different jigs on other people's rods, and I would just hook them and give them back. And I probably hooked a dozen of these.
I got you. So just any type of jig essentially was working really well for the jacks.
Fast jig.
It looks like the mangroves bit pretty well through the night. Was it a slow, steady bite on the mangroves and yellowtails too?
Yeah, we had a couple decent spots at night and decent at sunup, and they got a few gags in there with them right at sunup. It was calm enough, or the current was calm enough, where they were jig heading and doing well with light tackle on the mangroves.
Wow, so the current totally laid down.
Yeah, not even offshore. We had a current with no current all day, just a trickle of current under the boat. But we were anchored with the wind all day. It's not common offshore.
That's crazy. The first trip, the current was so tough and made it a real big struggle. And then just 24 hours later, the current can be totally different in a different area. That's wild.
Yeah, no, we probably weren't even but 10 miles away, I would say, at the most.
Totally different.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad we found a good area, and definitely some nice big triggerfish in there. Scamp, looks like a little bit of everything.
And lots of jacks to be had. I'm going to run a different route on the grouper. We did the deep water ones this trip, and it wasn't sunny out there. The deep water ones like it when it's sunny out. They can see better, and so it was a pick. That's what I'm blaming it on. But we'll try a little bit shallower next trip, see if we do better in there on the gags.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Will. I'll let everybody come up and take photos. And we'll slide up front here, guys, and give you a little bit more of an update. But definitely a nice pile of fish. Great trip for our 39-hour adventure. And we got more. Gag grouper season, remember, is till the end of day, September 15th. So we've got a few more trips here. We've got lighter loads, too. The gag grouper trips were pretty sold out. But a little bit of tropical weather potential scared a bunch of people off Sunday and Tuesday. Now Sunday's 39-hour trip only has about 35 on it. Tuesday's only got about 33 on it. So plenty of room this Sunday, this Tuesday, and really the weather looks best over this weekend and kind of into midweek. The end of gag grouper season looks like it might get a little bit more bumpy there towards the end, around September 13th. Potentially, we might see a little bit of disturbance out there. A little bit more moderate through midweek next week, but weather really gets good for us here. Friday, it's calming down nice, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday looks really good. So looking forward to a nice little weather window. It's been kind of a bumpy start to gag grouper season. We had a lot of current we were dealing with. Definitely made it a little bit of a struggle. But now things are calming down. Things are getting right, and we'll get through today. which it's a little stormy and a little bit adverse out here today, but it's going to be much better tomorrow and then gorgeous through the weekend. Great opportunities for gag grouper, amberjack, triggerfish, yellowtails, mangrove, scamp. We're catching a ton of fish. Yes, red snapper season is over. We cannot keep red snapper anymore, but we've got tons of other fish to go out there and catch. So come out and join us. Don't forget, Sunday nights we give away $1,500 in free trips every Sunday during our live stream show. Again, that's Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. Also, every Saturday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., we have our Real Animals radio show where we talk about what's going on, what's coming up. Every Friday morning, hopefully we'll get a chance to see you out on the water. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Thanks for watching, y'all. Have a great day.